In this video, I'm going to be covering why I believe it's important to deal with our past issues and our past to be able to become more of our true self. I think that the best way for me to do anything is to do it in an open and authentic way. If I'm not being authentic, vulnerable, or open, then there's no reason for me to be creating this content in the first place. When I am being open and authentic, I'm able to make more friends, I'm able to develop more skills, I'm able to be more social with people, and I'm able to connect with people on a deeper level than I would have been able to beforehand. And I think that that just provides tremendous amounts of value to myself as well as other people. It's one of those concepts where a lot of individuals get too focused on what other people think about themselves. And when we do that, we start to get in our head and we don't actually act in a manner that allows for us to be fully involved and aware and present with the individual that we're speaking with. And that's something that I try and work on every single day, is I do my best to be fully aware and present with whoever I'm speaking with whenever I'm speaking with them. I'm not having other thoughts go through my head, and I'm not allowing other thoughts to go through my head. I'm fully involved with that person when I'm speaking or listening with them, because I want to be able to understand them on a deeper level. I want to be able to connect with them so that they feel like they can open up to me in a way that I have been able to open up to them. And that's why I think that it's important for me to be the one that is the first person to be vulnerable and the first person to kind of reveal my mask and reveal my struggles and reveal what I've been through, in order to show people that there is a possibility to make change. There is a possibility to have growth in oneself if we are able to become vulnerable, accept what happened to us in the past, and move on from that and realize that our past does not define who we are. When we do this, we are able to become a lot more fluid and more in the present moment. And when we're more fluid and in the present moment, life just seems to be more joyful. Like, I've found tremendous value in being able to be in the present moment and not being stressed about what happened in my past or how past events happened to me or caused for me to think specific ways that I never really conceived of in the first place. And I think that's why me going back to my past and reliving those specific events that caused me such either pain or anguish, to be at the point of where I'm able to accept it and realize that my past does not define me. What defines me is what I do in this present moment, such as making videos for my friends out there right now, or talking with my audience right now. My friends are my audience, though, basically. And it's one of those things where I believe deep down in my chest and my heart and my head and everywhere that anyone can make the change if they want to make the change. Anybody can be whoever they want to be whenever they want to be it. It depends on what we want to do in our life that allows for us to make that decision. There's something that Descartes said that kind of stuck with me. He's a philosopher, and he said, "I think, therefore I am," which I kind of take that as whatever I'm thinking is basically saying that this is what I am. And if I'm not thinking in that specific way, then all of a sudden I'm not thinking at all. And I think there's another quote, I'm really spacing the name on who said it right now. It basically says that our thoughts define us. What we think is who we are and how we become. And if I'm building in these new habits and these new values to make sure that I'm bringing value to my audience, then all of a sudden there's a lot more freedom and liberation that comes along with being able to be that authentic person, that authentic individual that we've always meant to be, that we were always inspired to be, that we always dreamed to be, but we were always too afraid to take that step out of fear of what other people would think, usually our parents, our friends, or close relatives, basically. And I've had to deal with that personally. I've had my fair share of issues from the past. And I've learned to deal with it. I've learned to grow from it, and I've learned to play towards my strengths in a way that allows for me to give the most amount of value and the most amount of my presence whenever I'm speaking with somebody. And over time, it starts to develop into a habit when all of a sudden those habits become excellence. And when those excellence become habits, then all of a sudden we're not having to put in as much work as we were, because our habits define us. Our habits define what we do. And if we make our habits extraordinary and the best that they can be, then there's nothing in this world that we can't accomplish. At least that's my personal opinion. You guys might think something else, and I mean, that's perfectly okay, and I completely respect that, and I understand that. I just want you guys to know that from where I'm coming from, anything is possible. Anything we set our mind to do and anything that we want to achieve in life, if we truly do believe it, and we do desire and we are willing to make the change to give up certain aspects that we might have enjoyed in the past, then those are the most important aspects that I believe we can give up to be able to become more of our true self. And that's something that I'm going to be talking about in some later videos, is why I think it's important to be our true self, why I think it's important to look at ourselves and ask questions of who am I, what am I doing, who defines what I am, who defines who I am, how is the reason that I am defined the way that I am. And there's just going to be some questions along the way that I'm going to go and create more videos in depth, more on those specific topics if you guys are interested. And if you are or aren't, I'm still going to make them one way or another, because I figure I'm going to be doing as much as I can to give as much back to my audience, my friends, my family, basically. And if that means that you guys want other content, then by all means, I will give other content. If not, though, then I'm going to do what I feel is right in this moment. And whatever I feel is right in this moment is what I'm going to go with. And this is why I think it's very, very important to keep true, figure out what happened in our past, define our past, because when we define our past and realize that that doesn't define us, then all of a sudden we become more of our true self. We are able to be more authentic with who we actually are in this present moment, in our present day in life. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys in probably a few days. How do I be more open and honest and truthful in my videos? I think that's the question.